Thanks for joining us here on Indivisible. I'm your host, John Stubbins, and we are thrilled to have you with us, America. We've got an amazing show tonight. Tom Homan, President Trump's ICE director, is my guest. We're going to get right to it here after the commercial break. This is the show we put God, family, and country first, and we will always, always tell you the truth no matter what. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Hey, TarHeelSynthetics.com. We're at AMSOIL Convention in Duluth, Minnesota. I think we're in Superior now because we crossed the... So we are here with Tiffany Stone. Hi, Tiffany.
Hi, guys. How are you doing?
Tell us about your vehicle and what you do.
This is a 18JL. I kind of go rock crawling, motorsports host. If you've seen King of the Hammers, the Min 400, a bunch of different live streams, this is what I do. So I built this as a vehicle that I can go explore. Has 109,000 miles. It's only been trailered twice. What's really neat about this is you can drive to a trailhead, air down, do the trail, air back up, and head on your way. So this has done Hurricane, Big Bear, a lot of Moab, Pritchett Canyon, so anybody who knows that. And severe gear right here is probably the best thing. So I live in the desert now, and then I used to live in Michigan, and it's being able to use different climates. This is the perfect thing for you.
Yeah, because Michigan, freezing cold.
Yep.
And now the desert, you get, 120 degree weather now.
Yeah, I left it was about 112. So that's the perfect thing. Love it. It's a great thing. So make sure you guys check this out.
So what's your favorite product from AMSOIL? That's the severe gear?
Severe gear. So make sure if you go to Tar Heel Synthetics, Roger will hook you guys up. Thanks, guys.
So one more question.
Yeah.
Why AMSOIL? Why AMSOIL? And
because if you want to have the best, you want to run with the best, and I want to run with the best.
Thank you, Tiffany.
No problem.
Hunter Nation is the ultimate we the people in the conservation community, holding our elected employees accountable to the hunting, fishing, trapping, freedom lifestyle that has brought wildlife back to the healthiest and most thriving condition in our lifetime. HunterNation.org is the epicenter for freedom and wildlife conservation in America. I am Hunter Nation.
I'm with Tom Homan here. Tom, it's great to see you. Unfortunately, we've got a lot of stuff to cover, so not being the bearer of bad news, but the bearer of good news in the way that Jesus was able to intervene. What happened with President Trump, the attempt on his life? Quick question. I wanted to find out your opinion on it. Do you think that it was a setup, number one?
No, I don't think it's a setup. I think some people failed at their job. I think the president's detail, his personal detail, are patriots. I know most of those guys by first name because I'm with the president an awful lot. And they performed miraculously. I mean, they got across that stage. They got up the stairs, across that stage in 2 seconds.
Sure.
And, got over the president. And they did a great job. And a lot of people are questioning, they shouldn't have took off the stage faster. Well, I tell people, you don't know what's going on.
Well, sure.
The president did exactly he was trained to get behind the podium because there's a lot of security features behind that thing. And, when you get four grown men jumping on you, he probably had the wind knocked out of him first.
Oh, sure.
He wasn't ready to get up. And second of all, they're all wearing earpieces. They're all in communication. And you don't know, the instant commander could have told them, stay down. We're scanning for other shooters, making sure the other shooter's down. So, I think when it was time to get up, he got up. And I think the president performed greatly too, because not only did he get down behind the podium, but what he did afterwards when he stood up and shake his fist, raise his fist up, and
absolutely
and fight. That was a great moment. It showed he's a warrior because despite just being shot and not knowing if any other bullets were coming, he stood up, moved the Secret Service agent aside a little bit, and let the American people know, number one, I'm okay, and number two, we're going to continue to fight. This isn't.
It was a great moment, wasn't it?
So I think the Secret Service did a great job. Now, someone failed. To get a guy with a rifle on the rooftops, that's a fail.
Well, see, my point was, it wasn't what happened on stage so much. By the way, what happened on stage was a total God tap, because President Trump, he was kind of swiveling his head back and forth, obviously addressing the crowd. What happened there? Was it a local failure, you think?
No, I think the investigation will bear that out. I do think it needs to be an independent investigation, not done by the FBI, not done by the Secret Service, special congressional committee that can ask the right questions and subpoena evidence. I just hate to say it's an inside job because the men in law enforcement in my life, 30 years, are stone cold
patriots.
But there's a fail there. So
There's a fail.
we need to find out where that is and hold that person accountable.
Absolutely.
And what upsets me about the director of the Secret Service, I mean, she should have been on national TV that day reassuring the American people that President Trump's going to be safe and they're going to do everything they can to protect him, and at least addressing this issue rather than just hiding out. So I've lost confidence in her. And
Absolutely.
And when Secretary Mayorkas said 2 days ago that he had full confidence in her and Secret Service, well, who the hell is he? He lost the confidence.
Right.
He lost confidence in American people 3 years ago.
Absolutely.
So his opinion doesn't matter. So it needs to be fully investigated.
And I guess one other thing, especially at the RNC, J.D. Vance was announced as the VP pick. We're thrilled about that. How do you feel about J.D.? I mean, the guy, you know about his book, Hillbilly Elegy. This guy, he is a salt of the earth. I mean, he really worked hard to come up to get where he is. It was a great choice. Really great choice.
He's a great example. Anybody can do anything in this country. They put a mind to it. He's very successful, come from a very poor background. I like him just because he's a strong border guy, and I'm a border guy. I spent, almost 35 years on border issues. And out of all first of all, President Trump had a lot of great choices. I don't think any of them would have been a bad choice. But J.D. Vance, I think, had a strong immigration stance, just the same as President Trump. I think as a border guy, I think he got the best guy. The best person he had on the short list. I think he's the best border enforcement guy on the list.
Yeah. Tom is, he runs Border 911, and without Border 911, I don't know where we'd be. We've got Victor Avila and our friends, Victor and Jason Jones and Sarah. But Tom, you've come so far with Border 911. You know how strongly we support it and promote it and talk about it and ad nauseum. And the American people, they don't seem to wake up sometimes initially, but I think lately they're really starting to catch on a little bit because families inside the border, inside the continental United States, are starting to be affected by that. So, once President Trump gets reelected, how fast can we start the deportations? Immediately, day one?
Well, of course, day one, there's over 1 million illegal aliens already with final orders of removal. I mean, they're easy, right? They've already been adjudicated by the federal courts. They've been ordered to move.
Those go first.
Those go. They'll go first, but the prioritization would be the same as Trump's first administration. Criminals and national security threats are always going to be priority, not just because of who they are and the dangers they pose to this country. But under the next Trump administration, no one's off the table. If you're in the country illegally, you better be worried. If you're in the country illegally, you better be looking over your shoulder because it's not okay to enter this country illegally. It's not okay to ignore a judge's order to deport.
That's right.
We're going to give you due process at great taxpayer expense and billions of dollars, and the federal judge says you must leave, then they must leave. There's no other option. And people say, well, you don't have to make them leave. If we don't execute those final orders by the court, then what the hell are we doing?
Exactly.
Just shut down the immigration court then.
Well, it comes down to a simple question, and I pose this to people all the time. We're either going to have law and order, or we're not. Right. And if we're not, we all need to be agreed on that. Because if we're not, then it's the Wild West out here, right?
Absolutely.
If law and order is not existent, we've got a problem because those American taxpayers that are following the rules, that are obeying the laws, they wonder why isn't ICE doing something? What is the Border Patrol doing? What is my local police doing? Why are they letting these people out with no bail for this crime or that crime?
It's just not about illegal immigration anymore, right? When you cause a crisis this big that pulls a majority of green uniforms off the line to do this humanitarian crisis, the cartels create gaps. They decide who comes across, where they cross, and what they cross. So they'll send a big group of family units to one area, knowing that whatever's left on the border, which isn't a lot because borders are so overwhelmed with the processing, that they pull agents off the line, and that's when they move the fentanyl that kills Americans. That's when they move other drugs that kill Americans. That's when they're going to sex traffic women and children in that area. That's when they're going to move no-inspected terrorists to that area because there's no enforcement presence, because this immigration, historic illegal immigration, humanitarian crisis has overwhelmed the Border Patrol, so we have less officers on patrol doing their national security duty. This is I've said for the last 3 years, this border, historic illegal immigration crisis on the border is the biggest national security failure, biggest national security vulnerability I've seen in my lifetime.
I agree. I agree with you, Tom.
Like HR 2, I had a hand in that. HR 2 would have worked. And why am I confident about that? Because most of it's Trump's policies. We proved it worked.
Absolutely.
So,
Is it something we can implement day one?
absolutely.
Okay, so Chip Roy's bill could
Yeah.
get another
And,
look
you
here.
know, when they came up with this ridiculous Senate bipartisan bill, first of all, I can't believe one senator or congressman has even signed on that bill. It's a terrible bill. But why would we negotiate against known success? HR 2 was successful. The data proves it, not my opinion. So why would we negotiate against known success to come up with some bill that says 5,000 a day is okay?
Because they
Yeah,
want it to
5,000.
burn, Tom.
So-
They want it to burn.
Well, I think President Trump's the right guy to come in. We need a leader, a strong leader, that's going to put America first and get rid of all this other crap you're seeing out there right now. And he's the guy to do it. Look, President Trump is one, he's one badass president. I worked for him personally. I've been in the
We
Oval
love
Office.
him.
I've been in the Oval Office many times. If you call it a president of another country, and basically it's telling me you fix your stuff, or I'll fix it for you. I mean, he put America first, and like the Remain in Mexico program, Mexico didn't want to do it.